Hello. Hello to those of you who are already here. Hi. Give me one moment. You're right on time, Moni. You're right on time. Come on. Come on, laptop. There we go. Right? Aren't you working? There we go. Come on, laptop. Okay. Oh, God. I just spilled something on myself right before we got on here. And I don't even makeup on. And I just worked out. So if I look like a sweaty pig, that's why. Okay. Sorry. I had to do the workout first. I didn't have a choice. I got a weird ass schedule today. Okay. There we go. So how is everyone? Jesus, you really can't see it, Leah. Just spilled a drink on me. Do you ever notice I always spill something? Or maybe it's just in my head. I feel like I'm always spilling shit on myself. Does it matter? Not really. How are we all on this fabulous Friday? Fabulous Friday afternoon where I am. Very bored, sitting at home. No one's got time. What do you mean? No one's got time. Everybody busy? Everybody like still working or doing stuff? Oh, wait. No, you're 5 or 6 hours ahead of me, Rania. 5, I think. 5 hours? Well, Jana's experiencing the same thing, Rania. So see, we're all hanging together here. Hello, Joy. Wait. Justin's reality. You are hilarious. Okay. Kim, how can I manifest being able to sneeze? It's been a few weeks since I've been able to complete a sneeze. Oh my God, I hate that feeling, you poor thing. I get the sensation, but nothing happens. That is literally the worst. All right, Justin, I'm so sorry you're experiencing that. Well, are you a visualizer? Here's the thing. I'm not judging you on what you want to manifest, and I would never tell someone like what they should manifest, but I'm just saying, do we really want to manifest the sneezing? Because we don't want to keep sneezing, right? Or am I wrong? You sure you really want that? Because there's a good chance you're going to get it. You're the version of self that always completes their sneeze. Visualize yourself sneezing. Hello, Kim. Been with you? You've been with me? Does that mean you're is that like content related? You've been with me that way? Outside of the memberships as well? Allie's Way Tarot. If you want SP to leave 3P, you want to get that out of your awareness. See what I'm saying? So the less focus we put over there, right? The less focus we have on SP has a 3P, the quicker it leaves your reality. So it's like, say, for example, if you want to live with your SP, like you want SP to be with you, you know, then you are in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship, hence the word committed relationship. See what I mean? Or you're living with your specific person. You're in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. You live together. I don't know. Whatever the words feel good to you. I never really tell people what specific words to affirm. I just give ideas because you should pick words that feel good to you, right? And words that resonate with me may not resonate with you. You get what I'm saying? Like the loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. That's my thing, right? But get your focus off of 3P as best as possible. You're not expected to be perfect, and it's not your fault if a thought pops in your mind, right? We don't control the thoughts that pop in. We just control what we do with them, right? So don't overthink it. But when your awareness goes to 3P, nope, not in your reality. Not in your reality. It's a non-issue. You're a priority. You're the one chosen, right? Usually 3Ps manifest because of the not good enough belief. Like not chosen, not a priority. All connected to that not good enough. So let me get the laptop. All right. So I can actually see. Salty, member for 15 months. Kim, I didn't get your response. Could you send another, please and thank you? Yes, absolutely can. But I better write that down. Or I will forget. You like my... This is where I literally write everything down. I live by this thing. All right. Oh, email. Salty again. I gotcha. Okay. Paige Aubrey, member for 1 month. Advanced manifestors. Thank you very much. I'm feeling a little bit better from this morning, but I was really in shock. The thinking makes sense for who I used to be, but it doesn't make sense for who I have been being. I just don't know why this needed to be shown to me at all in the 3D. I'm returning. All right, good. So, just for anybody else just cluing in, you know, Paige's, she's an advanced manifestor, so she has the access to all the channel memberships. So we had the hot seat group today, and Paige is already in there. I'm not going to reveal her circumstances, but you know, she's manifesting an SP, and something popped up that she didn't love, and it was a surprise to her. And it's, you know, it's kind of a theme today, actually, to be honest with you, that a lot of times, not always, but a lot of the times, like whatever my first coaching call of the day is, and on Fridays, unless I have somebody before the channel membership, well, I only do that once in a while. The theme of the coaching calls will all be related to whatever my first call is. Isn't that so weird? But, well, not weird. You know why it's happening, right? Reflection. But, so, Paige, I'm just saying that because the rest of my coaching calls that I've had since the group have same experiences. Strange things popping up out of nowhere. Not necessarily favorable things for people. So, this is so important when we are manifesting to remember this little nugget, okay? First of all, Paige, I believe you that you've been choosing new self. I believe you. I believe you've been doing it daily. And maybe this particular circumstance is, you know, a reflection of your old self, meaning, you know, that's what you're relating it to. It makes sense to you. Just like the solo vacations, you know, made sense to me once I was calmed and centered and, you know, wanted to own it, right? But your perception of it in the moment you were notified or found out about it, blah, blah, blah. That moment, okay, in that moment, your perception is who you were in that moment. Don't panic over that. That doesn't mean that you haven't been choosing new self. Not at all. And I don't want you to think that all the choosing you've been doing, okay, since the moment you started choosing new self, all of that you have not lost momentum from. You don't lose momentum. So it has not been a waste of your time. And it's certainly the circumstance. And quite frankly, the circumstance really doesn't matter. I know it matters to you logically and literally, right? I get that. But it doesn't matter what the circumstance is. Meaning, if anybody else is listening to this, if you're facing a circumstance, the specific circumstance really doesn't matter. What matters is how you're perceiving it. So if we're perceiving it as, you know, oh my God, this is terrible. My manifestation is ruined. You know, I can't believe this happened type of a thing. It's telling you who you are, and you're judging reality. You're judging. Meaning, and don't beat yourself for me saying that. I'm just saying, that we're conditioned to judge reality. That's what we've all been conditioned with, you know, to look at the circumstances in life and make judgments from there, meaning decisions with ourselves, not knowing that that was keeping us in an unfavorable habit of being a particular version of ourselves. Because we don't know the unfolding of our manifestations, and no one knows the unfolding, because we don't know that, we're not going to call this shit upsetting circumstance, we're not going to call this a mistake, meaning it appearing in your reality. It's not a mistake. We don't have to like it. We could completely disagree with the circumstance, but we're better off, from my opinion, I'm just saying, better off returning to self and knowing that this might not make sense to you in the moment, Paige, but it's completely and utterly moving you to new self, or new self's manifestation. I should have worded it like that. The outcome. Completely leading to it. And I meant what I said in the channel membership today, that you can be experiencing the absolute opposite of what you want in reality, and it's still bringing you to your outcome. I learned that the hard way. You know, the breakups, solo vacations, if you're new here. I did not in any way, shape, or form think that that was me going to get my manifestation. I thought it was the opposite. I thought everything failed. It frustrated me. It upset me. I spiraled daily. But it still led to what I wanted. So it might not make logical sense to you, Paige. And it doesn't have to. That's the beauty of this. This doesn't have to make sense. Just return to your decision, because you're still going to get what you want. Try not to overthink it. I know it's easy for me to say, especially if, you know, it led to any kind of a falling out with someone. I know that doesn't feel good, but it is not permanent. Try not to keep, you know, your awareness on what happened. Try not. Try your best, because it's really meaningless. It's meaningless. Return to your decision. It's going to be all right. And for what it's worth, SB's not going anywhere. It doesn't matter what they say. Not going anywhere. Let's see. Eric S. Williams, thank you very much. Kim, I've always loved you, but sharing in the group this week made me love you more. I feel so at home in this community and so glad I found you. Much love from Kenya. My God, Eric, I just love you. I just love you. I love that you finally talked and got on camera and shared with our group. I love that you're in the memberships. By the way, I love it. I love you. You are, I say it all the time, you're the timestamp king. You are the timestamp king, and it is much appreciated, and everyone loves you. Everyone loves you too. Literally. So, don't you ever leave me. No, just kidding. Have a splendid time in Kenya. Enjoy yourself. Okay? Enjoy yourself. Eric's birthday was this week. So, he's on a fabulous vacation. Man, I just thought I was going to... Something right on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think that I was going to say to you, Eric, and I forgot. It'll come back to me. Allie's Way Tarot, thank you very much. SP told me I'm fat, and he would have never picked me due to his parents' help. He also denied I was pregnant. That's why he ran off with 3P, same ethnicity. That motherfucker called you fat. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Oh, I am. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to my, sorry, moderators. I forgot to put that setting on. Let me set it right now, and then I'll come back to you, Allie. One moment. Almost there, almost there. Hold on. Okay. Hopefully, let's make it a little better on the moderator. Sorry. Okay. So back to Ellie. Oh my God, what a turd. What a turd. All right. Now, keeping it real. Is that something you beat yourself up about or you're self-conscious about? And if so, that is something we are changing right now in this moment. And I hope you said something back. I hope you said something right ass back to him. Sorry, I just instantly want to mother bear you and protect you. And I want to go say a slew of terrible things to him. That instinct in me is never going to be turned off. I feel very protective over the HBICs. I don't like anybody being mean to you guys. I don't like bullies. Okay? Sorry. So, Steph, I'm with you. Okay? Oh, gosh. Okay, so my mom said it after I got depressed in college. I was always fit. Okay. Man, I'm sorry that your mom said that to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that dumbass SP said it to you. But I still want to slap him. Oh, okay. So clearly that's been something that, I would say manifested from the not good enough belief. Period. That's it. And I'm assuming that you are choosing to be the version of yourself that knows that she is more than enough. She's beautiful inside and out. And you do not have to, oh God, it makes me so mad. Try your best to not replay that in your mind the moment he said that shitty, terrible thing, as well as your mom saying it to you. Try your best. I'm sure it was really hurtful. I'm sure it was very hurtful to hear it from both. And there's no excuse for either. It's not like I'm less irritated with your mother. I'm not. But I just didn't want to say bad things about your mom. So, okay, he also denied I was pregnant. That's why he ran off with a 3P. All right. Okay, so there are multiple factors that right now are really screaming out at that not good enough belief. All the things you listed are all going to roll back down to that. So even though like him saying he didn't pick you because of his parents and this garbage that, he didn't deny that you were pregnant, all of those shitty, terrible things, they are the reflection of that. I don't mean that as in you should start blaming or shaming yourself because that manifested, right? You know that we don't do that over here. We don't beat ourselves up. But we just become aware of what our beliefs are and we start making new decisions. I know you and I have talked before in a live stream. So, it doesn't really matter what he said to you as far as we don't have to take it. It doesn't matter because he doesn't have free will in your reality. But I know when anyone shows up acting damn well terrible, it's hard to believe into that concept that they don't have free will, but they don't. They're only reflecting our beliefs. And specifically too, let's not forget that it's also the reflection of what we believe about him as well. So first and foremost, we are doing an overhaul, Allie. We are deciding immediately today that you are the version of yourself that absolutely knows what I would have said to myself. And to be honest, I did say what I can't even talk. The affirmation I'm about to say to you is one I said to myself. I'm finally the version of myself that understands and experiences being chosen, or understanding what it means to love myself inside and out. I finally understand what that means. I'm finally experiencing that. Again, you don't have to say word for word what I'm saying. I'm just giving you examples. I'm finally in the reality where this version of me understands that, she or I am more than enough. I finally understand it. I finally believe it. Even if you don't right now, that doesn't matter. The repetition, you will start to believe it. Okay. I want to say too that, a circumstance like this, when an SP or anybody really shows up in your reality and says some hurtful, terrible shit, like that, this is exactly why I say that we don't have to be doormats, though. Hold on. Poop is losing her mind. Poop! Poop! You know what it is she heard what your SP said and she's losing her mind over it. She wants to stick up for you. That's why she's losing her mind. Poop! Stop it. Okay. Stop. Here she comes. Sorry. She'll stop in a second. I'm so... I just want to slap your SP. Come here. Okay, so I really mean it. This is not a scenario where we have to be the doormat. As far as, I would have stuck up for myself. And also, that doesn't mean if you're not someone that normally would stick up for yourself, don't judge yourself on that either if you didn't say anything. I just want you to know that in order to manifest him, that doesn't mean you have to zip your lip or ever be afraid to say anything authentically in your reality. That's all I mean by that. You don't have to be afraid to stick up for yourself. Okay? I'm sure you know that, but I just want to make sure anybody else watching this that you're aware of that. Manifesting a specific person does not mean tolerating any horseshit from them while we're manifesting. Okay? And again, all of your focus, from my perspective, should be on that knowing you are more than enough. I don't like saying, I've said this before, so it's kind of repetitive, but I don't like saying, I am good enough. I'm good enough. It still sounds like I'm begging someone else to know that, or that, I'm good enough. No, I'm more than enough. I just like the energy of that. That's how I talk to myself. So, now here's what's going to be kind of, I don't want to make it a limited belief. So I was going to say it's kind of be a pain in the ass, but I'm going to keep it real. We have options. We can revise the he never said any of those shit things to you. We can revise it. Or we can practice not bringing our awareness back to it, like reliving it. I know I said that earlier, but I'm saying it again, because if we keep reliving it, right, without meaning to, that is choosing a reality. It's choosing a version of yourself. It's manifesting from that memory, from that experience, which is what we've all been doing our whole life. That's one of the habits we're breaking over here in conscious manifestation land, to not marinate in circumstances that were hurtful so that we don't manifest from that version of ourselves again. So your top priority is obviously you, and you being the self that knows she's more than enough, and she's more than enough to be treated with love and damn well respect from every single person in your life. That's who you are now. That's the reality you're in. And you are the self that is choosing the most loving, respectful version of specific person. And this is one of the, another good example of why I talk about, as far as like resentment and letting the past go and looking to forgive the specific people we're manifesting, because again, that resentment, holding on to the hurt, although justified, okay? Feelings are valid, although justified. if we hang on to it, same thing I just said, it'll be manifesting from it. We don't want to do that anymore. We want him to show up acting right, don't we? Loving, respectful, kind, showering you with attention and affection, right? I'm telling you what you want in your relationship, Allie, but you get the idea. Ugh. He is lucky he is not my neighbor, because I would march right over there right now. Wouldn't we, Pooh? What a turd. I'm thinking. I feel like I want to say more on this. Everything, literally, I'm just rereading your super chat. Yeah, literally everything that you wrote is that reflection of the not good enough. So yes, I stand with what I said. That's your top priority. That's who you were focusing on being. I'm not saying you can't have any focus on SP. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying whatever shit beliefs we have about SP, like he can say stupid ass shit like that, we want to not put our focus there as best as possible. And try to remember, and for what it's worth, this is the one thing that I sometimes have to remind myself about is, yes, who we are is pure, unadulterated consciousness, right? Our true self is unconditional love. But so is SP's true nature. Your SP's true nature is unconditional love too. We've just been choosing with our beliefs a version of him that absolutely sucks tits. So we're choosing new. We're choosing a new version of him. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry to keep bashing your SP, but if I had been there, I would have stuck up for you. Your own bestie does it? Like, sticks up for you? He did it after that? Oh, that just made it 10 times worse, you bastard. Oh, are you kidding me? You better lick the ground I walk on, sir. After that? Girl, you need to know that you are amazing. You got confidence. I just want to slap him. Unbelievable. What was that? Ruby B, Kim, tomorrow is the day hubby and I are moving in together. Oh my God, Ruby. I just could not be more happy for you. And I love that you come back and update us. I know I've said that to you before. I know it, but I can't help it. I appreciate it. Whenever you guys come in and put in the comments, you know, hey, manifestation happened, or you're getting movement, blah, blah, blah. It's so encouraging to other people. It really is. Hence why we have that exclusive lives channel membership. Just saying. Not to toot the horn of the exclusive live group, but I'm gonna. They are killing it. And it is so encouraging. Killing it. Ruby, I'm telling you, you and I need to do a video. And we'll do a success story video. We have to. We have to do this, Ruby. I'm telling you, SP manifestors, any of you guys, if you're struggling, you're doubting, Ruby's story is so friggin' helpful. She was too, and we have documented evidence of it. She would come to the live streams. So there, you can see the evidence yourself. She would put it in the comments. She would send super chats. So there's proof. She did doubt. She even considered moving on and giving up. And she still got it. She still got her manifestation. It's proof. Just like I've said, you don't have to be perfect. It's okay to have shitty days. Just don't give up. Don't give up. Take a day off, but don't give up. She's, again, a perfect example of it. I'm so happy for you. I'm proud of you. Seriously. Yes, Ruby, I am so down for that. Plus, you and I have talked, so I already know you've got an amazing personality. Come on, they would love you. They would love you. We need to do this. Yeah, you are, Paige. That's right. That's the right attitude. This community, these you HBICs are killing it lately. Killing it. I shouldn't even say lately. I shouldn't. It seems to be a regular, normal thing. HBICs get their shit. So if you're an HBIC and maybe you're struggling, and by the way, if you're new here and this is the first time you've ever come to my channel, how you doing? I'm Kimberly. An HBIC is the head bitch in charge of their reality. If you don't like the word bitch, insert a B word that you do like. But we get what we want over here. We do. We don't give up, and we get what we want, and people are getting what they want. Just saying, you need to join the exclusive lives every friggin' Tuesday evening, 9:30 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. There's always a list of people who want to get on mic, on camera, on video, in the Zoom, and share. And the stories that people give are amazing. And listen, yes, SP is the most popular topic, and there's plenty of successes with it, but we got it all. There's money success, health success. It's very, very encouraging. It's a fucking zhuzh train. The zhuzh train. And it's a good time. Good time. Just saying, every Tuesday. All right, let's see. Allie, you get on deciding to be new self. Who knows she's more than enough. I'm just going to say it one more time. You know where to put your focus. More than enough. Right? All you accept is the best treatment from him. Only the best. He needs to prove he's worthy of you. Just saying. All right. For advanced manifester, thank you very much. Dreams are still fucked up. But remembering they're not my problem to solve. Correct. Is it possible that I'm subconsciously manifesting to miss abusive acts? To miss abusive acts. So I'm assuming the dreams you're having, are you experiencing missing the abusive acts? So remember what my take on dreams are. And again, you don't have to agree with me about dreams. It's your reality. You're the boss. You know, what you believe to be true will be true in your reality. In my reality, dreams are, we are free from the physical body. So we are in pure consciousness. We're floating to all different realities of ours. So I know you might not like the dream. It might not be favorable to you, but it's nothing to concern yourself with. As in your waking hours, it means nothing. It was a travel. Even if it's the same dream more than once, it's just a travel. Traveling. Nothing more than that. Nothing to overthink. Nothing to be afraid of. We never have to be afraid of our dreams manifesting unless we want them to. And how do you get them to manifest? You keep focusing on them. So I know you don't like the dreams, but once you're awake, do your best to move your awareness right on off of that. You know you're not manifesting your ex. You know you're not. You know that's not your desire. So don't worry about it. Do I think that you are deliberately dreaming about your ex and then therefore messing up your manifestation in your waking hours? No, not at all. They're not related, in my opinion. I'm just saying. Okay, thank you so much. That's a huge relief. Good. Each time I wake up, it strengthens my resolve for getting to manifest my beloved because I know it's done. Exactly. You're going to be fine. Today is my birthday, Kim. I want my SP to wish, help me. Okay. So happy birthday, first of all. So what I would have done if I were you, would have, as in, I like to talk in past tense. I like to talk as if I already got it. It already happened. So, get a visual of you telling your friend, like, oh my God, he or she texted me. I got what I wanted. I got my birthday wish. It's a visual of you having, it's like Neville Goddard's telephone technique. It's not really called the telephone technique, but it's like you have a visualization. And listen, you can just do an inner conversation. They're kind of the same thing. It's just we're not over heavily focusing or forcing ourselves to get a picture. Our minds think in pictures anyway, so you can take the weight off your shoulders. Just see yourself telling a friend that it happened. You got what you wanted. Like an inner conversation of you telling one of your friends, oh my God, he or she texted me, blah, blah, blah. It's really that simple. But I know it doesn't always feel that simple. I know that. By the way, my child's father asked me to go out for drinks with him tonight, so this is working. That's a good reflection page, even though I know you don't want him. Beyonce, member for 8 months. Thank you very much. Kim, I decided enough shit and just decide, and I got movement. The trick is to relax and let it come in. Any advice for me to not overthink things and just keep persisting without doubt and wavering? I want to change, also want to upgrade today. All right, first of all, that moment where you just decided enough of this shit, couldn't you feel internally how something just felt different internally? Like a switch. Even if it was a feeling of almost anger, but I'm sick of this shit. Enough is enough. I am new self. That's it. And the detachment starts from there. That detachment starts. That indifference or care level 0 about what's happening in 3D. It's conviction. And that's why you got movement. Just saying. So return to that. That's your go-to. That's your only, focus is knowing you are standing in that decision. That's the reality you're choosing. As far as the doubting or wavering, listen, you're a human being still having a human experience. It is my opinion, my belief, that having occasional doubts is normal. Is normal because we don't control our thoughts. Thoughts just come in. We control what we do with them. So we don't have to panic or overthink when a shit thought comes in. If our body is responding to it, like if we get like a tension feeling or a nervous stomach over it, that's a moment for us to remind ourselves of who we really are. This is why I push this so much about knowing and understanding that you're consciousness and not just this being. You're not just Beyonce, right? Your consciousness. I think it's a good idea to remind yourself of that and actually bring some awareness to that so you can get the awareness off of what you're not liking or what thought you're not enjoying, right? It forces you to move your awareness. And what better place than your true self, your I amness. See what I mean? And listen, what helps me is just closing my eyes and doing my best to quiet my mind. Now, I have ADHD, and my mind is all the time. So quieting my mind can feel like something very, very difficult. I don't stress it. I just focus on the darkness, right? Because my eyes are closed. I just focus on the darkness. And then just me bringing my focus to that gets me to relax for a minute. So, right, I'm not telling you got to get into a full-on meditation. This is just you bringing the focus, the awareness back to center, back to self, and off of what you're not liking, the wavering, the shitty thoughts. But again, you don't need to do that every single time you get a shitty thought. That's just for when you're really stressing things. And I also want to say that, listen, I know you want to change. I know you do, and that's good. That right there is important. But remember, probably Neville shouldn't have used that phrase, nothing to change but self, or maybe he should have explained it a little better so we wouldn't take it so literal. As far as, it's not that you have to change. It's you need to remember who you are and bring your awareness back to who you want to be. So it's not that the self you are is a terrible self. No, it's just your awareness is on the version of you that is, we'll say at the time when something shitty manifests or whatever. In those moments, you're a self that might have a limited belief. But the beauty of this is there's a version of you who doesn't have those beliefs. She's already been created. She's waiting for you. She's waiting for you to step into her, to light her up. But you are already her. That's why you have access to choose her. See what I mean? So you just need to bring the awareness to her, to that self. But when it's difficult to believe that you're really stepping into that self, that's when I say, no, just go to center. Turn to your I amness. Just shut the eyes, turn the technology off, and just focus on who's focusing, who is seeing, who's thinking. You're going back to observer, right? The observer mode. It helps to center. It makes it a little easier to bring your awareness to who you want to be. So that's what I would do, Beyonce. Oh, and also detachment. Detachment is going to be your best friend, especially if you find that you're easily thrown off if you experience something in 3D that you really don't enjoy. So, for example, if you're not enjoying a text exchange with SP, detachment is going to be your bestie. Not panicking over what's happening in 3D is your bestie. Because what's in 3D really doesn't matter. It's your perception of it that does. Your perception is who you are. So when we're getting all entangled in the circumstances, we're forgetting. We're immediately forgetting who we are, and we need to remind ourselves gently. Okay? But the literal circumstances themselves, they don't matter. They'll fall away or get better or better to your benefit, to your pleasing. But negative circumstances, they'll fall away as you keep coming back to who you want to be in your awareness. Okay? Rania K, thank you very much. Loved our chat on Tuesday. You're the best. Love you. I love you too, Rania. I love chatting with you. You know why I've told you in the calls. I told you why. We're very similar. Very. Mary J, thank you very much. I've said it to you before, Mary J. I see your name and I think Mary J. Blige. And I love her. solo vacay and doing no contact because I want to. Ooh, I love a confident girl. He's started reaching out again. I know he'll come back. Can you give a zhuzh boost? Please, love you. Oh, love you too, Mary J. So you chose no contact. I love a confident woman. Love this. And no, I'm not telling everybody you need to go into no contact. I'm not saying that. But it is kind of a badass move. I'm just saying. It is. It's a badass move. But I'm not surprised he's coming back in at all. So you remember who you want to be. The version of yourself that is in the loving, fulfilling, committed relationship, because Mary J is aware that she is more than enough to have a wonderful relationship with the most amazing, loving version of your specific person. Always bring the awareness back. Always bring it back. So, when you're communicating with him, remember who you are. You might have to even remind yourself of who you are in the middle of a conversation. But be rest assured that if you keep returning to that and remembering what self you're choosing, he's going to reflect. He's going to reflect. So let's say, for example, you two have been talking more often, and let's say, like, I don't know, one of the days he doesn't seem to be as talkative. Our logical, literal selves, if you're anything like I used to be, would focus right in on that and start giving it a meaning. Like, oh my God, he's quiet today. Why is he quiet today? Was he's falling out of love with me? Is that what's happening here? You don't have time to talk to me today? Okay? I would start losing my mind like an idiot. All right? Don't do that. Don't give it a meaning. I used to give it a meaning. Oh, you don't want to talk to me today? You must not love me. Are you talking to someone else? You got time for someone else? See what I mean? We don't want to do that. Don't do that. Remind yourself of who you are, even if you're doing it through tears. Reality will reflect you. Even if reality doesn't always make sense. It doesn't have to make sense to us. We don't have to convince this version of ourselves. We just have to choose who we want to be. See what I'm saying? If we're always choosing, at the end of the day, who we want to be, reality will bring the outcome. Reality will reflect. So we really don't have anything to worry about. So a quiet day through text exchanges doesn't mean it's over or that he's changed his mind. Okay? Brienne, thank you very much. Hi, Kim. I was still waiting on a reschedule from December 2022. Brienne, didn't I talk to your friend? And I told your friend to have you reach out, and then I saw that you reached out, and then I wrote back to you. I haven't heard back from that reach out. So on the list, you're definitely on the list. I was waiting back to hear from you. So why don't you, to be on the safe side, why don't you send something right now while I'm live, and I'll bring it up right now, right? I'll put it on, hold on. I'm going to get into my other screen and send me something right now while we're live together. Okay? Send it right now. I'm not going to do anything else till you send it right now. All of a sudden, the Jeopardy's music's playing. Come on, yo. Come on, send it. Oh, I got it. There. I got it. Hold on 1 second. All right, I was just typing with one hand, so doesn't look like I misspelled anything. So respond to that one. Now I'll go on to different questions here. Home Alone. Thank you very much. Like the movie? So how do I deal in the 3D with the fact that I'm mad with SP and I'm trying to avoid her and hanging out with her? Because I don't want to meet 3P and I don't want to hear her talking about 3P. I don't blame you. Okay. So how do I deal with the 3D when you're mad at SP and trying to avoid hanging out with her? Okay. So first of all, just because you're manifesting doesn't mean you have to do anything you don't want to do. We do want to deal with the being mad at SP thing, though. So if this 3P thing, if this was you were cheated on, or if your relationship ended because this 3P came into the equation, or I'm trying to think of other scenarios where the 3P could have existed. If we want to deal with why we're hurt. So I guess really the transgression in and of itself doesn't really matter, but I find it interesting that you're afraid that SP is going to talk about 3P. So whatever happened between you and SP, we need to come to terms with it. And I know that's not always easy. We need to come to terms with even why it manifested, why it showed up, what your beliefs are or were to have that show up in reality. And I don't mean a blaming and shaming thing. I just mean in general. All right. I don't want to, I'm trying to avoid her and I'm trying to avoid hanging out with her because I don't want to meet 3P and I don't want to hear. So are you guys friends? Were you two friends? Are you still here? Yeah, you are best friends. Okay. Did you change your username and that's why I didn't recognize you? You guys are best friends. All right. Well, we really need to come to terms with this. So, and I'm trying to manifest relationship. Okay, I remember you now, but I think you changed your username. I don't think you were home alone before. And so that threw me off. All right. So we have to deal with the why we're angry. So in other words, you and SP were friends. Best friends. So SP didn't go out and make a conscious decision to hurt your feelings. SP has always been reflecting whatever beliefs you have about yourself, about love, about relationships, whatever beliefs you have specifically about her or him. It's her. But also the story that you two are best friends. So she's been reflecting that. So again, this isn't what I would say is the same kind of scenario that, let's say, you were in a love relationship with her and now she's chosen an SP and I'm trying to get into it. Yeah, I know you are. Right? So she hasn't done anything to break your trust. This hurts because you want her to be with you and not another person. And I understand that. But we have to get to the terms of what we're upset about so that we can move on from it and get what we want. That's what I'm trying to say. Meaning, this isn't a scenario where she has cheated on you. It might feel like it because you have these feelings for her, but she technically hasn't done anything wrong. So why are we angry with her? outside of the fact that it hurts because you want to be in a relationship with her. I understand that literally, logically. But from the perspective of why you're angry at her, you're angry at her for something that technically isn't her fault. It's just not what you want. Okay? And I'm not saying that to make you feel worse. I'm saying, no, this is a good thing. She hasn't broken your trust. She hasn't cheated on you. Right? She's still someone that you can trust. You can have a love relationship with her and not worry about, if she's going to cheat on you again. We don't even have to play with those, right? Which is a good thing, I'm saying. So we have to forgive her. We have to let that go. And it might not be easy. And it might be frustrating. And I know what you're trying to avoid. I get it. I wouldn't want to hear about anything 3P related either. It wouldn't feel good to me either. So I relate. But how is she taking the you avoiding her? Is she wondering why you're not trying to communicate? Because I wasn't the chosen one. Correct. I know. But again, she still wants to be your friend, right? I'm not saying you got to settle for that. That's not why I'm saying that to you. I'm saying she still wants to be your friend. See what I mean? So at this point, there's really nothing to be mad at her for. So we can let that part go. We can try to forgive that. And so that we can put our focus on if she is to bring up 3P. If you're going to continue to have the relationship, as in the friendship, while you're manifesting, that 3P is not a threat to you at all. That 3 is the manifestation of your belief of not being chosen, aka not good enough. You start working on that. You start deciding that's who you are. 3P will naturally fall away out of the picture. But we have to deal with the anger first. And again, this is not me saying that you have to go and do things with her and hang out with her if you don't want to. I'm not saying you got to do that. I'm saying that internal anger at her, we want to do our best to let that go. I'm hoping that makes sense. Listen, even that means you got to cry it out. She knows something is wrong, but she doesn't know I'm in love with her. Okay. Right. So right now, in fairness, right, she's only reflecting the not good enough belief of yours. She's only reflecting that. That's why you weren't the chosen one. But it wasn't because she's thinking, I don't want a relationship with you. That's not what she's thinking. She just sees you as her best friend. She's been reflecting, not chosen. Do you see what I mean? So she didn't really do anything to break your trust, openly not choose you. So we can forgive that. I'm not saying it's easy. And I don't mean it in a flippant way, like fucking get over it. I don't mean it like that. But the sooner we do, the sooner we relax into that and realize there's nothing. I'm afraid that when I see them together, it will hurt a lot. Totally understand. This is why I'm not saying you got to fucking hang out with her if you don't want to. You don't have to. But the internal anger, the what you're feeling on the inside, we want to work at that so we can release it and move to the version of yourself that knows that, you're more than enough. You are the one chosen. You do get the relationship you want. You do get the person you want. But if we're holding on and being afraid over here, we're anchoring ourselves to the reality where we don't have the relationship we want. And I know that sucks. But when it comes to manifestation or awareness, it is what it is. It's either you're in that reality or not. See what I mean? We're doing this moment to moment, moment to moment, with the thoughts we're choosing or believing. 3P isn't a threat. 3P is really fucking meaningless to you. Meaningless. And will fall away. Leave the equation as you start choosing yourself. Again, feelings are valid. You're not wrong for how you feel, right? No one would want to see their specific person with someone else. No one wants to see that. So your feelings are valid. But you have a unique situation that this isn't a third party that she double-crossed you to be with. So we have that advantage, is what I'm trying to say. You have an advantage. Okay? We can turn this around, and we can easily say bye-bye to third party as you keep standing in being more than enough, the one chosen. You keep choosing that for yourself. It'll change. But how to handle it in the 3D, it's up to you. Meaning, if you are that worried about having to see something you don't want, listen, you don't have to go hang out with her if you don't want to. You don't have to maintain the friendship if you don't really want to. You're not going to mess anything up if you do. You see what I'm saying? Or you don't. It'll still lead to the outcome if you're choosing that version of yourself. Yes, I agree. I'm trying to deal with the feeling and getting over this anger, but I don't know how. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You just having the desire to be over it, to get away from the anger, is you moving in the direction of that self. See, I think that for a lot of us, we think it's got to be some complicated, long-winded, long-lasting journey to move through feelings. And it really doesn't have to be. You can have the feeling in the physical, in the body, but still be making a conscious, different decision. And those feelings will move along themselves. You don't have to force yourself to do anything. Your intention to desire to let the anger go, it will work itself out naturally. It will. We're taught that we have to, not react to things, not to do anything in the 3D or messing things up. Not true. We decide who we are moment by moment. The body will catch up. See what I mean? Might not instantly feel better, but it will follow. It will get better. Okay? If you do decide to keep, interacting with her, and in the worst case scenario, she brings up 3P and all this stuff, think of me telling you. 3P doesn't mean jack shit. That 3P is fucking meaningless. As she's talking about 3P, you just remind yourself, enjoy the last few minutes of me hearing about this bullshit. Because I know I'm more than enough. I know I'm the one chosen. So you're going to be head over heels in love with me, my friend. Just remind yourself of that. It's nothing permanent. Nothing. The 3D is always moving. It's always changing. It just doesn't feel like it is. It is. We are also neighbors, so even opening the door and bumping into them scares me. No! I understand. Listen, I understand. When I was in my solo vacations, I was doing everything I could to not drive anywhere near anything that was related to him. So I get it. I get it. Ugh, it was the worst feeling. So I understand, and that must be tough, her being neighbors. But think of it as you're watching your old reality collapse as your new reality comes in. Again, 3P is meaningless, irrelevant. Irrelevant. Not important. It's easy for me to say, I know, but it's collapsing. That reality is collapsing. The new reality is coming in if you're choosing new self. Okay. Ali, thank you very much. Kim, I feel like I'm killing it. However, I am unsure of if I have any limiting general beliefs about men or relationships. It's not to check, but I am. All right. Ali, I love you. I love that you are in the feeling that you are killing it. You keep claiming that, Ali. You are killing it. As far as the generalized beliefs, if you were to ask yourself, I know you've heard me say this before, but if you're welcome, Home Alone. If you were sitting next to me right now on the couch and I was to say to you, what do you think about love? What do you really believe about love, relationships? Can you picture yourself in one happily? Or, specific person? Can you really picture yourself in it? In that loving, fulfilling, committed relationship? And if I was to say, okay, whatever you're into, generalized beliefs, right? Generalized beliefs about men. Are there any type of men that you believe are just by appearance automatically players? I'm just using that as an example because I had that generalized belief that a certain looking type of dude. One of my things was the blue eyes. Oh, he's got blue eyes? Oh, okay. Player. Cocky son of a bitch. Think your shit don't stink? I wish you all knew me before I was manifesting with Kimberly. You would have thought I was such an idiot. Oh, you got blue eyes? Okay. You think you're so great. How dare you be so arrogant with your stupid blue eyes? I don't know. I had a thing for the blue eyes. Yes, I feel like that. It's like wobbly, like the old story is sort of fading. It's definitely fading. Definitely. I wouldn't overly concern yourself about the beliefs. Meaning, let's not claim that there's a possibility you have any generalized beliefs. Let's not claim that for ourselves. We're not choosing that. Because you know that if we start claiming that or, expecting it, we'll find it. You see what I'm saying? You go to that version of self that has the generalized beliefs. If we get you focused on being the self that doesn't have any, right? That's the self you're choosing. We really don't have to overly concern ourselves. And at best, they'll come up on their own, right? That they will come like out of the fog on their own for you. Kind of like how my generalized beliefs about the blue eyes. Gym bros are my blue eyes. Okay, there you go. So there it is. Do you know, you want to hear how dumb I was? That if a blue-eyed dude approached me, I was automatically shut right down to them like, absolutely not. I thought they were hot and absolutely gorgeous. But I would like, no. He definitely thinks his shit doesn't stink, for sure. For sure. And he could have been the nicest person. I would have been, nope. Just like I used to do with astrology signs. Oh, you're an Aries? Yeah, forget it. No. No, I cannot go on a date with you. No. Not an Aries, no. I used to equate Aries as assholes. I know that's terrible. All right? I was an idiot. It's conditioning, Jana and Ali. It's conditioning. Think about TV shows and movies and how they, stereotype types of people. Like you said, gym bros, or what I used to see a lot of was like the typical, like blonde-haired, blue-eyed men, okay? No offense to anybody in this live stream. If you're blonde-haired and blue-eyed and you're male, no offense to you. I used to see it in movies a lot. Like they were like the Kens, You know, they were the perfect, unattainable, gorgeous man. So I would equate that to arrogant. Think your shit don't stink. And again, they could be the sweetest people in the world. It's so stupid. Limiting beliefs are. But think about movies and TV shows, what they show as stereotypes. We take it on as conditioning without meaning to, right? It's not, I would say it's not our fault, but now we're aware. Now we're aware of it. Oh no. I don't think that anymore. I don't care about astrology. I don't think you're assholes no more. I was an idiot. I wouldn't date an can't even say it, astrological signed person if they were hovering near my sign. I wouldn't date. I wouldn't even have conversation. I actually had this happen twice where I was having amazing conversation. Obviously, this was before I knew about manifestation. This is the younger me. I was having an amazing conversation with some absolutely gorgeous man, and we were getting along great. And then I had to ask him what his sign was. And he said Aries. And I, boom, instantly shut down. I didn't care that it was a wonderful conversation, and I was absolutely attracted to him. I didn't care. I heard Aries. I'm like, no, this won't work. This will never work. I'm sorry. I'm a Taurus, Gemini cusp. We're not going to make it, buddy. Sorry. Nope. It's not negotiable. Can't do it. And I was totally serious. I was an idiot. You were too, Steph. See? Oh, God. My SP is blonde with blue-eyed, sweet gentleman. Oh, moon goddess. Oh, I was so dumb. I'm sorry. I don't think those things now, but I had to let them go. And if it means anything to anyone, I let the blue-eyed thing go. My SP has blue eyes. My SP has blue eyes. Yes, Maddie, we've all been there. Like Scorpios, I'd be like, nah, exactly. Or Sagittariuses. Although I was always really good friends with Sagittariuses. Always good friends. Still am. We just clicked. But now I don't. Now astrology to me it's just shits and giggles. It means nothing to me at all. I used to read tarot on TikTok. But Ali, yes, you are on the right path. Yes. By the way, I got the specific job I wanted. Oh, I never doubted, Ali. I knew. I know from the first time you and I chatted in the membership, you were going to be a success story. But I'm very happy for you. Very happy. And please continue to tell yourself that you are on the right path. You're doing everything right. Try not to overthink the generalized beliefs. Like I said, at minimum or at best or at minimum, whatever the saying is, they'll show themselves. They'll come in on their own, just like my blue-eyed one. Because the blue-eyed one, I had forgotten about. I'd forgotten about it. And you want to know the truth? That when I realized my dude had blue eyes, that instant gut punch I had, because remember, I met him on a dating app. I think I've shared that a million times. But I didn't see it very, clearly in the, what do you call it, on the app or whatever, in the picture. So when we met first time and I saw the blue eyes, I got that gut punch feeling like, oh my God, he's got blue eyes. And I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Because we had already had lots of conversation before we had a first official date. What am I doing? I do not accept this anymore. And then as we, got more serious, I told him about my blue-eyed thing. And he just looked at me like I think I've shared this in the last live stream. He just looked at me like, that is stupid. I know. So BBL, when you said Sagittarius, love it. Steph, Angela, you're a Sag. You and I would probably be really good friends. I agree, Jana. Tarot on TikTok can be so damaging. Totally agree. If you're not in that right headspace, you should not be watching that kind of stuff. Okay, let's see. Steph O'Donnell. Thank you very much. Hi, Kim. I feel disappointed about movies with SP moved to next week. Can I have a quick choose, please? Yes. What do you mean? The SP had to reschedule a date? Is that what I'm seeing here? I feel disappointed about movies with SP moved to next week. So he had to reschedule, right? So he didn't flat out cancel. He didn't say, no, Steph, I don't want to go out with you. He just said, can we do it next week? Right? So you're still on his mind. There's no reason for us to be concerned about anything. If you are returning to your decision to be new self, then we know comfortably that you are on his mind. Period. Remember, it is in the context of what we're thinking and believing, or what state you're embodying. That's the context of how we are on their mind. So why don't you remember that you are the version of yourself in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship? You are the more than enough self. Let's return to that, Steph, so we can bombard his mind. When SP had to reschedule stuff, what was your initial response to it? Outside of disappointment. Did any fears come into your mind? Okay, you took it too hard. It's all right. But what meaning did you initially give it? Steph, I think this thing takes too long to update. You're not prioritizing me. There you go. See? So that was your initial perception. I'm saying initial because you're returning to your decision. But your initial perception was, you're rescheduling with me? I'm not a priority. You're letting something else be more important than spending time with me. Son of a bitch. No, just kidding. So we know that in that moment, that's who you were. That's who you were being. So now we return to our decision, and we are the version that is more than enough. Always a priority. Always the girl chosen. Always. That's your normal. That's who you are. Right? Not the girl manifesting. You're the girl who's already got it. Okay? And I'm going to do one more and then I got to go. Stan Franz, thank you very much. A bit confused. My self-concept is amazing and getting a ton of female attention, but still not a peep after 3 months with SP, and she's with 3P. Tips. Yes. First of all, stating the obvious, Stan, that if your perception of reality is what you just wrote me, and don't get me wrong, I know you had to give me the details for me to answer the question. I know that. But if that's your perception, like, what the fuck? I'm getting all this attention from all these other bitches. You didn't say that. I'm saying that. All these other bitches. But not from her. There you are. That's who you are. That's what reality you're in. I often call that like the unfair fuckery of manifestation. Yeah, it's unfair fuckery. But it is our job to decide which self we are or what reality we're in. So logically and literally, I get it. When we're not seeing the movement or any contact from the person we're actually manifesting, it can be frustrating. But you're getting all that other female attention for a reason, because your awareness is going in that right direction where it should be. You know, the version of you that is more than enough, who finds it easy to believe that, you know, you get the person you want, you get the love relationship you want, you are more than enough to be chosen, right? Without putting any focus on 3P. No focus on 3P as best as possible. So we can get 3P to get the hell out of your reality. So when thoughts come in your mind that, well, what the hell, it's been 3 months, I still haven't heard anything, you gotta remind yourself of who you're choosing to be. It doesn't have to make sense in reality. I can tell you this very, very easily. Just because you're getting the, we'll say, movement from other women, it doesn't mean that it's not working on your SP. Just because you haven't had any contact from your SP, just because you are knowing that she's with a 3P, it doesn't mean this isn't working. I cannot tell you how many times, how many examples I've seen people manifesting their SP. And yeah, a 3P might be in the equation, and it might seem like it's crickets in reality, but I cannot tell you how many times the person manifested the specific person, and specific person totally said, you know, I was thinking about you the whole time. You were always on my mind. I couldn't get you out of my mind. I can't tell you how, on more than just my 2 hands, how many times I've heard that. So she's thinking about you. You're on her mind, and this is working. Try not to get caught up with the logical thinking of our 3D world. Remember, we don't know. I say this all the time, so it probably sounds like a robot, but we don't know what the unfolding of your manifestation looks like. We don't. All we know, or all we have the free will to do, is choose who we want to be. From there, if you're choosing to be the version of self that has the relationship he wants, you can be rest assured that it's working, and it's working on your specific person, and you will end up having what you want. You will. But again, we don't know what it looks like in 3D. We just know who we are choosing to be. I shared earlier that the opposite circumstances could be in your face, and it's still leading to your outcome. Okay? It doesn't mean anything's wrong, Stan. It doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. Bring your awareness back to who you want to be. You'll see. And when you do have the connection with your SP, come back and tell me so I can say, yeah, I told you so. Because you're going to have it. I say that very confidently. Okay? On that note, I do have to go. Thank you very much to all of you for being here with me on a Friday. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. You'll see me throughout the weekend. Please put the focus on being the who you want to be. Don't let reality tell you who you are. Don't look at the circumstances in your life unless you like them. Don't look at those circumstances. Don't let them tell you that you're not who you want to be. We don't need reality to give us permission to be a version of ourselves. In fact, reality is happily waiting for you to make your decision. So even if you're experiencing opposite circumstances and you're choosing to be your new self, that reflection is not something we have to be afraid of. That reflection is your unfolding. So there's nothing wrong. I know it doesn't always feel that way. I know that. Choose who you want to be anyway. I'm telling you, you're going to end up with what you want. I'm telling you. Okay? All right. So on that note, I'll see you all tomorrow.